Detective Williams here?
Yes, I called the police a week ago. I have to report a major crime.
Oh, yeah? What
Yeah.
seems to be the issue?
My sniveling little intern stole something from me. Next year. And I got mine last year. Oh, what a bunch of losers. I can't believe they sit for hours and watch me talk, even though I don't like any of them at all. Stole something from me.
Oh, yeah, I'm bet. What was stolen?
A PlayStation 5.
Oh, those are pretty rare these days.
Yeah, you a PlayStation guy?
Sure am.
Yeah.
No suspect name or anything?
Well, I call him Kevin, and I don't know if that's his actual name, but I just keep calling him Kevin because
Doesn't know the name.
Nope.
Age?
No idea.
Doesn't know the age. Weight?
No idea.
Do you know anything about this guy?
He stole my PlayStation 5. Look, he's a gangly-looking guy, all right? He's probably using it as a tray table. Could you do me a favor? If you find him, would you, shoot him?
How about this? I'll give you my card. We'll call you, all right?
Okay, well,
Have a nice day.
you could shoot him, right? I mean, just in the leg. I should have told him he was black. Then he would have shot him. Of all ages here on social media and across the globe. Before we get started, two things. Let me apologize about last night. So there was miscommunication between me and Justice. It was supposed to be a quick dip into the history of Loki. So we're going to go from, his first appearance in Thor to the Avengers to Thor the Dark World to Thor Ragnarok and how his character kind of evolved. And then, of course, connecting it to Infinity War and Endgame. But I miscommunicated that to Justice, so that's my fault. However, today we are going to be doing a lot. Today we're going to do a very deep analysis and breakdown of the first episode of Loki. Second thing, folks, Kevin stole my PS5, so I'm looking for new interns. I have asked the detective, Philadelphia Police Department, Detective Ted. He is going to look for him, Detective Williams. All right. So please, if you're interested in becoming an intern, let me know. I don't pay, but I feed you, so that's good. But all joking aside,
nice. Hey man, we're in tough times, and sometimes beggars can't be choosers. So
exactly. So how have you been?
I've been well, man. I've been well. Did another long night of Fortnite for me. Now that I have figured out the Twitch login again, I'll be doing that stream probably tonight later. That I was supposed to do. But yeah, so just been good, man. Just been playing video games, playing Fortnite, and trying to keep up with all of this insane news that's been happening.
Yeah.
Over the past 24 hours.
Yeah, a lot's been happening. But look, I also want to thank Ty. Ty gave us a new background. He also edited.
Look at this, man. That
was all him, by the way. I just recorded the footage, but he made it like a detective noir thing. So I want to thank him wherever he is. If he's listening,
wherever he is, he's like Oz. He's like our Oz.
Yeah,
he's just always.
Yeah,
omnipresent right now.
And he wears red ruby slippers. No.
That's
a joke. And we're canceled. That's it. We're canceled. But he's always listening.
I always feel like somebody.
Yeah. So again, we apologize about the quick dip last night. But you guys, you saw my Jack Attack. If you missed it, check it out. My very first Jack Attack. I was really hard on WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I was mad. I loved this pilot. Yeah, I ripped it. Yeah, I still stand by what I said. But, I wasn't sure what to expect with Loki. Are we going to see more of the same, just pseudo attempts to do something unique? But this one, there was no preaching in it. It was a straight up story. Loki had an arc from Thor to the Dark World, through the Avengers, Dark World to Ragnarok. We saw that evolution again in one episode.
Yeah,
and to me, that was great. It didn't feel rushed. I was like, well, when's he going to become a good guy? Because technically this is an evil Loki, right? And, no, they did it very well. We saw emotionality from him that we hadn't seen, even in the films, in terms of performance. But, he is just phenomenal. I have said it. I said the other day, I said, aside from RDJ, he might just be the best actor in the MCU because he has so much nuance on his face. And it works well with the whole mischievous aspect of who Loki is. He's just so that's not easy to do as an actor.
Yeah, I agree. And look, it was a great, like you said, brief little history. Before we get too deep into things, I do want to say, hey, quick shout out to everybody in the chat, but most importantly, thank you to all of our members that have joined the channel. Kinky Sphincter, Justin Hines, Ridley 1313, Sean Adame, Adam Silvestri, JWJ, Billy Robert, Prakash Swain, Caden Reed, Nick Carr, Ty R. Guys, you guys are the absolute best. We cannot thank you enough for being members of this
really
channel.
Appreciate it. And you got Prakash's name right. Everyone clap for Austin.
Come on,
it took
guys.
him like 3 months.
I'm getting better. I'm getting
Remember when you were calling him Backlash, like Prakash? I'm like,
yeah,
Prakash.
I know. We love Prakash. But seriously, guys, you guys are the best. If you're not a member, please consider joining. We promise it's worth it. We're going to be doing some really fun stuff for the members coming up. We'll be doing watch parties for members. We'll be doing, you'll be part of we'll figure things out. It's going to be fun. So make sure and join the membership, guys. And also, guess what? We have super chats now. So if you have something that you really want us to see and talk about, and want it right there, right below, because we're famous, and you obviously want to be on our show right here at the bottom. So, guys, make sure and send a super chat. Show us some love. We love you guys. We do it for you. We're doing all of this for you, and we want to do more. So, thank you so much, guys. And now,
let's get into Loki. All right, so first things first, we were in Avengers Endgame, they talk about the idea of branching power lines. The Ancient One, when we visit her in 2012, talks about branching parallel timelines. But this show sort of establishes that the TVA has the ability to erase those timelines. So it's interesting. So the timeline where Loki is gone, he took the Tesseract from New York in 2012. That timeline has been erased because right in the opening scene, after he takes the time stone, the Tesseract, the Space Stone, and, disappears, he ends up in Mongolia. And I'm assuming that's the same timeline. He's arrested and taken away. So they refer to, I guess, the MCU timeline as we know it as the sacred timeline, which I thought was kind of a nice kind of little nod. Like, hey, don't worry, we're not ignoring the main story,
Right.
But he's kind of removed from it, and they leave a device, a grenade, that will come up later that, I guess, erased that. So I'm guessing any branches in the timeline, look, because we assume that Captain America returned all the other stones to the proper place, right?
Yeah.
He's the only deviant. Everything went according to plan, so to speak, except for Loki escaping. But that timeline has now been erased, which means there is no, like I was wondering, okay, we watch Spider-Man Far From Home. Is that a new timeline where Loki never, the events of Thor, the Dark World, and Ragnarok played out differently? And then I'm assuming no. The timeline played out the same, right? And we're actually shown a bit of it. So it kind of gave away a little bit of clarification that I think that was needed. And again, this maybe should have been the first show we saw.
Yeah. So let's start from from the beginning, right? We get to see, like you said, the whole Avengers Endgame kind of last sequence, right? He escapes. You get to see all of that. Yeah. Next thing you know, he's beaten in slow motion and brought to the TVA. So there's a lot of things, right, that he at first he just doesn't even believe any of it is real, right? He's he's shocked, right, because he's a god. He's somebody of power, somebody who in the universe, has some authority, and he's never heard of these people. He's never heard of these people. He's one point he even goes, "How have I never heard of you?"
Exactly.
And they go, and I think Owen goes, "Because you've never needed to until now."
Yeah, you've never needed to. So, by the way, real quick, do you recognize her? B-15, the guard on the right.
She's from something, but I cannot.
I'll tell you right
remember
now.
what.
She says Tyler's favorite line in BVS. He doesn't answer to anyone, not even God,
Oh,
I think. So she's Kahina. She was
wow.
she was Lex Luthor's kind of pawn in Batman vs Superman. She does all the testifying and says Superman killed all the people and Superman burned all the corpses and stuff. That was her.
Wow.
Yeah, I know that's a joke. So Ty hates that line. Like she answers to no one,
Wow.
not even God, I think. So I was just a little, but that's her. She's now in the Marvel Cinema, and she was great.
Let me tell you what my reaction to that, Jack,
Yeah.
is. Wow.
Wow! Wow!
Wow.
Wow! You do it better than I can.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So, and then we have this guy.
Yeah.
And I talked a little bit about it yesterday. He is absolutely freaking brilliant in this show. We've all seen him be funny and do a great job with comedy, and here he gets to play. He toes this. I rewatched the episode again last night, and he just has this mystery around this. He toes this line of you really, I cannot figure out, even though you think because it's Owen Wilson, right? He's probably a good guy. There's something about him that is just so mysterious, and he does so well when he's interrogating Loki and asking him these questions.
Yeah.
And you really don't know. You want to believe that his intentions are, he goes, I want to know what makes Loki tick, man.
Yeah.
And
they handled that well.
Yeah.
But, speaking of Owen Wilson, I'm not going to pretend I've seen all his movies. I've only ever seen him in comedies. So I thought he was going to be a snarky, funny, ridiculous. Right. He's actually kind of subdued. And he kind of does like this psychological profile, kind of like an FBI profiler type of role where he knows what Loki's like, but he wants Loki to come to grips with who he is because
like a psychiatrist.
Because he has seen the future and he knows who Loki can become. So he sees the future of the original timeline, the sacred timeline, and knows that Loki deep down is a good guy. And their scenes together, I mean, I hope they have as many scenes together, but listen, just that introduction, just to walking around the TVA, getting the ticket, and just the small stuff, it just killed me.
We have the little clock, right? The little clock that explains the whole multiverse thing, which that's another thing, right? We find out in this episode that the secret war of the multiverse has already happened.
Yeah.
In the past. So either another one is coming, or, we're going to, see some flashback. I don't know. There's got to be some explanation there that I'm thinking possibly the Eternals will hopefully cover a little bit. But that's a big thing, right? We found out the multiverse war already happened. By the way, the little clock is voiced by Tara Strong.
Yeah,
one of my favorite DC voices.
She does Harley Quinn for the animated series, right?
Oh, and I love it. Not for the animated series, but for the movies.
Oh, for the movies,
for the movies and for the games, for Arkham Knight stuff.
Okay.
So you see that now. This was a really interesting thing. Somebody caught this on Twitter. I found it yesterday. I don't know if you have the screenshot of the three celestial beings or the three beings, or what were they? Were they celestials?
The timekeepers,
The timekeepers, yeah. So there's an image, right, of those that animated in this little animated sequence that the clock is talking about. And the one in the middle happens to look weirdly lot like Kane the Conqueror, especially the guy that they cast as Kane the Conqueror.
Yeah.
So, there's another hint there that Kane, also the judge that Loki appears in front of, right? I can't remember her name either, but she is the love interest of Kane the Conqueror in the comics. And she has said, she said that this is very much an origin story for that character of this show. So this show, in the first episode, right, it clarified a lot, and then it opened the door for so much. It really was, I think, everything.
And also, when he walks in, I think they mentioned that there's a Skrull there who's also been arrested.
Yes.
Yeah, he walks in. So
there's another thing too. We see Peggy Carter being brought in.
Wait, what?
Yes. We see Peggy Carter being brought in. So there's little.
When was this? Did I miss this? When was this?
I'm trying to think if it's right after he escapes the room.
Did we lose Austin or did we lose me?
Or either.
There you are. We're good. We're good.
Yeah. I don't know if it's right after he escapes the interrogation room, or it might be when he's first brought in. Right?
Is it actually the actress playing Peggy Carter? Like,
I don't know, but when you zoom in and you look, it's her outfit, it's the hair.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
you
know if
got to
it's the-
figure if Captain America went and changed the timeline by going to another timeline, would the
Since I-
TVA destroy that? Be like, yo, you ain't supposed to be here, and like erase that new timeline?
Yeah. And you know, that's the other thing too is, you know, Loki straight up asks, you know,
Yeah.
well, where were you guys when, you know, he was BD Cooper or when he was, you know, or DB Cooper or all these other things, right?
Yeah.
He goes, where were you guys then? And they're
Yeah.
like, oh no, that needed to happen.
Yeah. And
So
again, he's not
obviously-
messing with time. He's just messing with reality, like by pretending to be DB Cooper. That was great, by the way. For those of you who don't know the story of DB Cooper, that was an actual case. They don't know where he went. All they ever found were fallen money, crumpled money that fell on the ground. But you know, right off the bat, so here we go. So this is B-15. I think that's her name. I'm assuming that the TVA is outside space and time. They're not in our world,
obviously.
so to speak. They're like in another dimension or another whatever, because this dude says he doesn't even know what a fish is.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a scroll. I had to pull it up. There he is. There's
There
a
it is.
scroll I
There's
was
a
talking
scroll.
about.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah. So again, you go back to the multiverse war, and I think Gavin was saying they're teasing the Secret Wars again. Do you think that's what's happening?
Absolutely. Secret Wars, Secret Invasion. I think it's all coming.
Yeah.
You know, and Gavin, I completely get Secret Wars is one of my favorite Marvel runs. So I think it's gonna be very interesting to see how Marvel, you know, puts its twist, spin on things. We know Marvel likes to change things and not do full adaptations. So
good, I'm fine with that.
Right, and this is an obvious start, right? I agree very much with Prakash.
Yeah.
I think a lot of what the TVA has told Loki is a lot of baloney.
Yeah.
You know.
Everyone monetize now. We can't curse.
Yeah,
Watch
I
your
didn't
frickin'
say
mouth.
it. I didn't say. You
son of a witch.
That was good. You got me. But you know, so there's definitely some things that are different, right? And I think that this TVA is I mean, and look, I kind of said it last night. You wouldn't want to tell Loki all the secrets of the multiverse and how it works and all that stuff. That's not something you want to tell that guy. He's the god of mischief. You know?
There were some cool things. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. But obviously, too, it's an interesting aspect because, you know, right up front, we learned that he can't go back to his timeline. Like he's not like that's not an option. And he's seen his future play out. We've seen
because he could try to change it. He could try to save Hela.
Right. So what's going to happen? Is he going to be reset? Is he going to work with these people for these people? What's, you know, I think that's really the main question for me, right? Is how does this all end? Because
I think I know how it all ends. I have a theory on how it all ends, but I don't want to give it away just yet because I have a theory on how it all ends. But a couple things. First of all, I did not know how jacked he was. There's a scene where they take his clothes off where he's in front of the little computer thing. That dude is ripped, and we never saw that.
You were looking hot, Jack.
Yeah, I paused that. I'm gonna put that right next to my Gina Carano picture.
I paused that too. Yeah.
But when he goes into the office area, there's a little cat there, and the first thing I thought about was that scene in
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. I wonder if that's actually what's that creature called? It's not a cat. There's a name for it. I forgot what it's called. But the cat that took out Nick Fury's eye. I'm like, I wonder if that's what that creature is, and not an actual feline. Yeah, a cat. But then there was this scene right here I thought was just like, okay, I'm not a robot, so I'll be fine. I wonder, do you think Ultron has been there?
Ooh.
I think a lot
of different variations of characters have been there. I mean, the introduction of the TVA itself, right, is massive. It's mad that opens the door for, you know, so much. I think this all ends, you know, kind of like how Prakash says that the multiverse breaks open.
Okay,
this ends with the TVA breaking up, and you know the timekeepers end up eventually coming in and taking over.
So this is my theory. Since we're at 18 viewers, tell me what you think my theory is. My theory is that Loki's biggest act of redemption, when the story is over, whenever he finds this variant, his act of redemption is going to be put back in the original timeline, and he's going to have to play out the events as they unfolded, which means he's going to have to let his mother die.
Yep.
He's going to help Thor knowing that he's going to die, and he's going to have to kill Thanos, meaning that everything we saw in Thor: The Dark World, Avengers and Thor: Ragnarok, Avengers: Infinity War, may have been the Loki that went through this entire story already.
Yeah.
So he might have to go back knowing very well that he has to watch his mother die, he has to watch his father die, and he has to basically let himself get killed by Thanos. I think that's going to be the finale. Like, he has to go back into the original timeline and play out events as they played out. And maybe they already have played out. When we're watching Infinity War, he's done this already, or he knew this was going to happen.
Well, we look. Here's what
that's my theory. I don't know if that's where they're going to go. I don't want Loki to die, but
well, we know season 2's coming, so we know something either. And hey, maybe they're going to surprise us and go, "This Loki dies. We're going to follow a different Loki, a different version in season 2."
Or maybe they save him when he gets killed by Thanos. They could, remember Thor says he's died before in Infinity War, but this time I think he's actually dead. They left that door open that Loki might not be dead in Infinity War. I think at the time when they wrote Infinity War, yeah, he was dead. Mm-hmm. But now they're like, we can play around. Now with the TVA, they can play around that. Yeah, Loki gets killed, but they save him,
Yeah. So I think that would be definitely an interesting arc for it. I have a different theory. Look,
okay.
We've already kind of established that the Loki we're seeing from the 2012 Avengers, he's still, no matter what, even though he's watched his life technically, right? He hasn't been through it. He hasn't experienced it the same way he would have, right? If he didn't escape there at the end of Avengers. So I think he's going to help this guy Mobius. I think they're going to, he's going to learn all about the multiverse.
Okay.
He's basically, that's what he's going to get out of the TVA, right? He's going to learn all about the multiverse. He's going to help him. He'll help him figure out, find the different Lokis and do all this.
Yeah.
I think this ends with him now having some knowledge of how the multiverse works, figuring out some way to stay alive in a different universe.
Okay.
Or do you think to be hopping around
that
different
this
universe.
Loki variant that they're after is actually the same Loki in the future?
No, I think this.
You don't think? You think it's a different variant? You think that might be the twist? That this is the same Loki. All right.
I think it's Lady Loki from a whole different multiverse. I think this is our introduction into multiverse and into multiple different versions of these characters.
There's a little bit of foreshadowing.
What if is coming right up after this? What if I'm pretty sure what if is either July or August? I don't know.
Oh damn! I didn't realize that.
Yeah, what if is coming right up after this? So that's going to be another. They're trying to put it in people's brains now, right? Get used to seeing different versions of one character. Get used to seeing different iterations. But then
DC, see Marvel's doing it. Why don't you do it too? You could have 3 Batmans.
DC,
if only you had another actor playing Batman. Yeah. But real quick, there's some interesting foreshadow, folks. I picked this up on my second rewatch. As Loki enters the place, there's another guy. He's from Goldman and Sachs, right? And he eventually gets zapped by Kahina or B-15. But look at this shot as Logan. I put subtitles on. There's only 2 of us in here. Now, that's the Goldman Sachs guy. But this is a very deliberate shot. Doesn't that kind of almost look like Loki from the back? So the one in the foreground, the closest to us, that's actually Tom Hiddleston. The guy in the distance, that's the Goldman Sachs guy who says, oh, my dad's rich and blah, blah, blah. And then he gets zapped. But that was a deliberate shot because it kind of looks like Loki's kind of as an omen, as we find out at the end. They say the other variant they're looking for is Loki. Like, there's a little bit of foreshadowing here. There's only 2 of us in here. And the guy looks like Loki from the back. Remember, when they do casting, they don't just randomly do this. That guy looks like Loki from the back. I feel like that was very intentional. And do you see what I'm saying?
I do. There's another thing I caught as well. Little thing. Right in the beginning. And guys, obviously, another big thing about this show that obviously we can't go an episode without talking about.
Yeah.
Mephisto confirmed.
Mephisto.
Mephisto. No, I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. But look, I swear I will be bringing up Mephisto every single freaking time until he shows up in the universe. But yes, there is that opening.
No, you know what? As long as you're plugging Mephisto, let me make one thing, mention something. Look at that 80s style science fiction. You know what that reminds me of?
Gosh,
it reminds me of Heavy Metal. Have you guys been watching Heavy Metal yet? It's one movie. It's 90 minutes. Go watch it. It's on Stars. Sorry, go ahead.
Anyways, guys, you'll get our inside jokes if you watch the rest of our shows. But anyways, yeah, look, Mephisto, right? There's Mobius is interrogating this little girl, talking to this little girl.
Yeah.
And
I thought it was a boy. Whatever.
I read somewhere it was a girl, so I'm sticking with that. I could be wrong. I'm not trying to.
Don't assume genders, man.
Yeah, I'm not trying to assume anything. My bad. But he asked her, who did this, and she points out, and the devil's in the details and all that. So of course, my first thought was, he's coming. Mephisto's coming. He's and I started calling people. I said, it's happening, Mephisto. And then the director came out and said, Mephisto is not in our show. That was not a. And somebody else told me, well, Loki has horns. Basically, my hopes and dreams have been
I said that he has horns over. And we see him with the horns in the trailer. He's got the traditional horns that was in the statue. So, that could be Loki, or it could be them throwing us off. Who knows? It could be anyone,
No, they already said it's the director straight up came out and said, like, look, it's not Mephisto.
Okay.
And so I think this director's a lot smarter than the WandaVision directors.
I don't know who the showrunner is, but this show was completely different than Falcon Winter Soldier. This had vision, and look, my first favorite scene, this one, the actual interrogation scene. This happens right after he sits down, he's with him, and this right here could be bad Loki's mantra: choice breeds shame, uncertainty, and regret. And, it's with him and Owen Wilson, and I thought it was such a brilliant scene because Loki essentially is giving his sort of thesis on who he is, why he wants to conquer, why he believes he's destined for great things,
Real quick, Adam Silvestri, yes, we are. Yes, we are. We are doing watch parties every week as of right now that I know of.
Yeah. Listen, heavy metal has Prakash is saying, please not heavy metal again. It's got beautiful muscular women and boobs. I don't know why we no one's like whatever. But anyway, to me, this was the first scene. There were two scenes that I thought broke Loki. One was this one, and obviously they do the DB Cooper thing. By the way, he looks much so for DB Cooper. We don't know what he looked like. It was an artist sketch. He looks exactly like the artist sketch. Yeah, and again, why is this man not James Bond? Tell me right now. He would not, they rejected him as James Bond. You see how smooth he was? He'd
be a very different James Bond.
That waitress was all into him. Even after she gave him the money, she was smiling at him and I'm like, dude, this guy's got James Bond written all over him.
Yeah, I agree with Gavin, and that's kind of why I said I think these directors are a little bit smarter. He said I wish the WandaVision people would have come out sooner to say something about Mephisto, that he's not. Would have saved a lot of speculation, and that's true because at the end of the day, right, it was so built up, and they hadn't said anything about it. That it was kind of like, oh my gosh, it might be real. And then so it was just, that was not handled correctly. So
no, it was not. I agree.
That was a smart move because look, and again, we got to remember WandaVision was supposed to happen after this show.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
Look, this would have been our first nod, hint, Easter egg, whatever you want to call it to Mephisto, not whatever started happening in WandaVision. The other big thing, right, that this show talks about that also WandaVision referenced, the Nexus events, events that happened, right? In WandaVision, you have the commercial of her getting a little box of Nexus medication, Nexus pills, and here the little time clock. I don't know what she's called, but I'm gonna call her time clock.
Yeah, I think I have her literally written here as Minute Woman.
Miss Minutes. She, then she talks about, that in these multiverse wars or when these branches happens and stuff, they create Nexus events, these massive events, which it would be very interesting if No Way Home would happen to be a Nexus event. Ooh.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Is that in the comics? Because in one of the Star Trek movies, they had a time ribbon called the Nexus.
Yes, it is. It is in the comics. And it's being more introduced and more brought out. They actually did it. They actually did it with Fortnite. A couple seasons ago, they had a Nexus event in Fortnite, and Thor and Wolverine and Iron Man and all these other people, and Predator was on the island, and Alien. It was meant to be this multiverse, all these big characters, right? Event. So that's why I'm saying No Way Home would be the perfect, we're getting Nexus event explained in Loki, probably in What If, a little bit in WandaVision.
Maybe in Doctor
you know,
Strange?
Probably in Eternals, right? But No Way Home is before Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah. No Way Home is coming out in a few months.
December.
We still have, it's crazy. We still haven't seen a trailer. Get on it, Marvel.
I almost don't want to see a trailer. You know what? Don't show me anything to this freaking movie, and I swear I'll still give you all my money.
Yeah.
Anyway, but look, I think that would be the perfect place, right? To say, you know, and I think this Doctor Strange is in No Way Home. You know, so that would be great. Like,
dude, everyone's in No Way Home.
A Nexus event is happening.
Dude, everyone is in No Way Home.
You know, real quick shout out also to the chat, everybody in the chat. We love you
guys are killing tonight. This is our apology for last night.
Adam Geek Prakash, some guy named Tyler Roberts.
Tyler Roberts. I think that's Billy Roberts' son.
He comes in every now
Billy,
and again.
Again, thanks
Gavin,
to Billy.
We love Gavin. Billy, everybody. Much love. Also, thank you to all of our subscribers. You know, we do have. We're very happy with. We've got some new subscribers.
We do.
And so very happy with that. I want to just shout that out real fast.
Thank you. Thank you guys. I appreciate for the support. Look, we're at episode 6, and every episode so far has done exceeded expectations. We do it for you. We do it for the culture. Let me tell you the 2 scenes for me that made the most difference. The first interrogation, when Loki sees his mother die. First of all, you actually see, I wish I could show you 20 frames of his reaction. The first time when he's like, I'm not your mother anymore. He's like, no, you're not my mother. The way he reacts to that. Yeah. And then when he sees her get killed. Yeah. And what's Owen Wilson's character's name? Mobius. He says, Mobius. Well, it was, you led them right to her.
Right.
And then this line right here, when he's like, I'll kill you. He's like, you killed your mother. And he jumps at him. I was like, dude, that's real emotionality. That's stuff I didn't feel in WandaVision, or like he goes right for the gun. He's like, oh, you're going to kill me like you killed your mother? You know, like, I'm like, damn, and Loki literally loses it. Again, this kind of connects to Thor the Dark World, because we know that in Thor the Dark World, look how he looked in Thor the Dark World after his mother died.
So much younger.
Yeah, he looks younger too, but he looks like a 90s goth kid, you know? Like, look how much he distraught he was. And like, you know, it's not really hit on the other movies how much he genuinely missed his mother, that the death of his mother, even though he was kind of a bad guy, when he last spoke to her, he didn't realize she was going to be dead in a few moments thanks to him. And for him to watch it, and you see the way he reacts, like, where is she? Where are you holding her? You know, like, he really reacts. Again, props to both those actors. That was a great scene. I would like more scenes like that. You know, more emotionality, kind of like, you know, smash that like button. Please. Thank you, Adam.
Smash it. Ho ho!
Oh, Nick Carr!
Nick Carr with the super chat. Gotta love it.
Dude, at this rate, Mephisto's probably going to show up in Phase 6.
Will Mephisto ever join the MCU? Let me tell you something, Nick. Until my dying breath, will be saying that Mephisto is coming to the MCU until he shows up. I look, you know, I really hope so. I've long said this, in that there's you know, some things like in China and other countries where there's restrictions literally as to they cannot show the devil, or they can't show demons. They can't show, and Mephisto's, you know, is the devil in the MCU. Except,
but what if they just call Mephisto and never say that he's like the devil? Do you think that would?
And that's what I'm thinking, right? I have my theory in that they'll combine Mephisto and Nightmare and call it Nightmare. Call him Nightmare.
Oh, okay.
You know, they're kind of similar. And so that's an easy.
Can you clarify something about Mephisto for me?
Yeah.
They say he's like the devil of the MCU. Is he supposed to be like Lucifer, like in DC, in the DC verse? There is Lucifer, who is supposed to be the sort of Judeo-Christian concept of the devil. Is Mephisto supposed to be that same entity, like who was in the Garden of Eden?
Yeah, he's the devil. He's the ruler of the underworld and the whole time.
So he is the devil in the MCU. He has a name, so he's just not called Lucifer. Okay.
Correct. All right.
Okay, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, so, you know, I think that I personally want him to join the MCU very much, Nick, very much. Yeah. But obviously, look, at the end of the day, too, right? There's business and money involved, and we'll just have to see. You know, we'll have to see what they do with that character. I think
look what
if
John
anything,
Cena did.
it's gonna be a combination. Do what, who, what, why, and how.
That'd be a shame if they did that to the character. I mean, I'm not gonna pretend like I know much about Mephisto, but
If they no, it really wouldn't be that bad. And they've done it before. They've done it before with other characters, where they've combined it. And I think it would work, again, it would be a business decision. It would be so we can put this movie in, in China, or whatever.
China.
So in China.
China. They don't believe in the devil.
There's we want to give everything to China, but they take it from us. Okay.
Austin, if you don't stop your impression, I'm gonna gut you like a fish. Okay, so this was like the first kind of what's a fish. This scene I liked. I think this guy Casey's gonna be a recurring character.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure he's gonna be. He seems like a little comedic relief, right, of the show, like a little, little side character. That's just,
this felt like a Marvel scene,
Yeah. But he could also be something else. I'm very curious as to. Is he a person that's been reset? Who are all these people that work in the TVA? Why doesn't he know what a fish is? There's a lot of questions I have.
Hey, have you noticed there's a very 70s motif to it? Down to what's his name? Mobius's suit. It's very 1970s. A lot of brown. For those of you who aren't familiar, if you watch like the Brady Bunch or like 70s era television, it was a lot of ugly brown lighting, ugly brown carpeting. And that's kind of the vibe. I mean, with the way they're dressed, and I'm wondering if a lot of these people were taken at the same time, but this guy didn't know what a fish was. So my first question is he human? Number two, we saw that the TVA is huge when he takes Loki to the window and it kind of looks like this huge station, this huge place. Right. Are some of these people born and raised there in the TVA who've never seen the world outside of, wherever they are?
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's a lot of questions. Cross says, why didn't Thanos raid the TVA to get multiple Infinity Stones? Well, what if Thanos didn't even know about the TVA?
Because they have zero power. Mm-hmm. They have no power. He couldn't use it. He couldn't use a space stone there. So, I mean, that's what's so powerful about this.
What if he takes them with him?
Oh, I don't think he'd be able to enter here.
With him out of the TVA.
I'm guessing it's for one thing. Thanos may not even know about the TVA.
That's it. Yeah, Thanos probably. Hey, another super chat. Hey, much love, Ty. We thank you.
Hey, Ty.
We thank you. We love you.
Thank you, Ty. By the way, is that Dominic Toretto's necklace? That's exactly what I thought when I saw it. That cross, that big silver cross amongst the.
Oh my gosh, dude! If that's the greatest little Easter egg I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you.
Yes, much love, Ty. Much love, Ty.
And I see a Medal of Honor. That's a Congressional Medal of Honor on the bottom left of the case. That's Congressional Medal of Honor. I wonder who that belongs to.
Whose that was? Yeah,
I can't.
Man, there's that little drawer also blew my mind. I'll tell you what. As soon as they showed that multiple Infinity Stones, I had to question everything I thought I knew about.
And look above, look above the case. There seems to be a metal coil there. Doesn't that kind of remind you of Tony Stark's thing in his chest? If you look right above it, so you have the hand, you got the box right there. You see like a kind of a round metal coil. Do you see that?
Yes.
That kind of reminds me of like the old one that was in Tony's chest in the first Iron Man.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more going on here than we think. There's a Tesseract. And I'm pretty sure those name tags, I tried my best to kind of zoom in on them, but I'm pretty sure they probably say important stuff there. But I'm guessing everything in there has some kind of importance.
Absolutely. And they did, they put that shot in there for a reason.
Yeah.
Again, I think there's more to those Infinity Stones that will probably be explained. I think they are, and that's another thing, man. What if the show ends with Loki, like I said, he's got some knowledge of the multiverse. And maybe he's got a reality stone, or
maybe he's got a reality stone,
or something.
Yeah, I mean,
I think once you leave the TVA, because they say very specifically, your magic doesn't work here.
Yeah.
Not so. And like you said, the TVA almost feels like it exists in limbo, right?
Yeah.
In a sense, or in purgatory, in a sense, right? It's not in the timeline. It's not out of the timeline. It's just smack dab in the middle.
Yeah.
And so I think there's some interesting stories to be told there as to, well, what if Loki grabs one of those at the end and splits, with the few Infinity Stones?
Yeah.
I think, look, one thing that this show is establishing, even
I mean,
though,
he's going to
yes,
leave at
they're-
some point, right?
Right.
I don't think he's trapped in there for all 6 episodes.
Sure. And look, one thing that the show's establishing, even though, right, they're doing that kind of redemption arc thing and all that, you know, I can't offer you salvation. I can offer you something better. You know, look there. Wow. You know, I just look. I think there's more to that than meets the eye.
Yeah.
Tom Hiddleston loves this character, man, and he's been very open in that this show has allowed him to do so much more with the character that he's wanted to do.
Yeah.
I do play with the mischievousness, the deception.
Yeah.
You know, so look, I think he can be an anti-hero, right?
Yeah, I think that's what it's setting it up, because like
an anti-hero of sorts. But I'm weary to say right now that he's the good guy that we know at the end of Thor Ragnarok, right? Because I can very much see him helping these guys and then figuring out after, like I said, one knows with the timeline.
Well, if it's self-preservation, remember, he says I don't know if that would make him a villain, because what did he say to Mobius? He said, I did what I had to survive because I had to do it, you know. And then there's a line he uses against the TVA. It's the weak preying on the using fear. Or, oh, crap. He says the line and then he applies it to himself about being weak and using fear to gain power. But
yes.
I think he's going to become an anti-hero. He can still escape with the stones and live his own life. I don't know if that will make him a villain again. But, you know, there are 3 big key moments. The first time he sees his mother's death. Then when he sees these Infinity Stones, he realized he had 2 Infinity Stones. He had the Soul Stone and the Tesseract when he was on Earth, which made him incredibly powerful.
Yep.
And now he sees these stones, which were basically the focus of phase 1, 2, and 3. They're nothing here. And he realizes the power he was seeking. I mean, that's kind of the moral of the first episode, that the power he's been seeking is meaningless.
And I love what he says. You know, he looks at it. That's another thing, too, right? The music of this show was phenomenal.
Yeah,
it was very spacey, but it had this very emotional feel to it, because when 2 scenes, when he's looking out at the TVA and he goes, I thought you said there's no magic here. And Owen goes, well, there isn't. And you see just the vastness of the TVA, what, you know, all this technology and flying cars and all this, you know, and then the next you hear this music, kind of spacey, emotional music.
Yeah.
And the next time you hear it is right there when he realizes I'm sure he tries to use one of the Infinity Stones, right? And it doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, what does he do? As soon as
he gets up and he looks up and he goes, is this the greatest power in the universe?
Yeah.
You know,
and what does he do? He goes back to that same room.
The cell. He goes back to the cell.
He goes back to the cell. Yep. And I thought, I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 screenshots of this scene, because I thought this scene was just, look at the emotionality on his face. And I love how the subtitles, like the emotions he goes through when he sees Odin say, I love you, my sons, because there's a scene in Thor Ragnarok, because when he says that and he looks over at Odin, like, you just called me your son after everything I did. Because remember, Loki was the one who put a spell on him and dumped him in a nursing home, and he still forgives him. He's like, look at my sons. And like, just the pain on his face, seeing that him and Thor eventually got together.
That looks like he's pooping. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, stop. Now you're ruining it. I'm in the middle of saying
it. I had to say it. I'm sorry. I had to do it.
Listen, I don't know if you guys have to go to the bathroom and have to grimace like that. You guys have digestive issues, but like it should not be that hard. But you know, that's right. I thought we were going to fight side by side together forever. Like, he realizes that despite everything, his brother still forgave him, and he sees the events of Thor Ragnarok, and and then, you know, it was really beautiful. He watches his mother die. He watches, you know, and then his reaction when he sees himself up against Thanos. I mean, just the look of like shock and horror.
Yeah.
And what's beautiful about it is, like, I tried to get these screenshots this morning. I'm like, there's no way to really describe them. You have to see them. Look, you know, just the fear on his face.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh my God, everything I did leads to this.
Yeah.
He couldn't even look. There's a scene where he turns his head. He's like, you know, he literally does this. Like, he can't look. He can't look. He's looking at his own death, and it says end of film. I mean, you talk about, to me, that scene was well done. It wasn't rushed. You know, it wasn't like he saw his mother die. He's like, okay, I'm a good guy now. He sees his mother die. He sees the Infinity Stones are useless, and he sees the path he goes on ends with him being killed like he's nothing. You know, and as of right now in this timeline, that's how he dies, because we know it says end of film, and the TVA knows everything. I mean, that was just some, just, you know. And what does he do after that? He laughs.
You know, like I said, it's that I think this is I think what we've been waiting for, right? As far as expectations in these MCU shows. This was great, so this great at explaining you know, some questions that we've had now since Endgame, while also at the same time what feels like opening. It's why I love The Last Jedi, Jack. It explains so much, and it opens the door to so much more. And
it opens some door. Yeah, that was great.
Isn't it beautiful, right? You know, another aspect I love too is there's some callbacks, even on the dialogue of Loki, that they kind of return his dialogue to be more Shakespearean a bit.
Yeah.
And I just absolutely love that. Every time he speaks, even though it's a bunch of ego nonsense.
Yeah,
you still freaking love it. You know, what's up, Caden? What's up, Raging? Thanks for joining.
Ray Charlie's in the house. Woo, guys! Thanks for joining us, folks. Even if you missed it, I highly recommend. We've been talking about Loki for about 47 minutes. It's probably the longest segment we've ever done on one thing, but I really wanted to get it out, especially after my Jack attack. This really pleased me. I was so his confession: I don't enjoy hurting people. This is after he's seen his death, and he says this line. This is the line. He says it before to the TVA. He says it about the TVA, and then he applies it to himself. It's the cruel, elaborate trick conjured by the weak to inspire fear. And basically, he's saying, I am weak. You know, he was in the shadow of Thor. He was never going to become king. And his only way of having power was by being mischievous, by being a killer, a murderer, by being a conqueror.
Feel small.
Yeah, and now he realized. I mean, so I don't think he's going to go full evil again. I think he'll still be mischievous. He'll still be a trickster. He'll still do underhanded things. He'll still have an ego.
But I do think at this point, willing to go let himself die.
No. And by the way, if he wanted to survive, like you're saying, like, so for those of you who missed it, Austin is theorizing that he will use the Infinity Stones that he finds to somehow save himself from dying from Thanos. And he may do that, but I don't know if that will qualify him as a bad guy again. I think it just means he's going to do what he has to survive, you know. You know, but you got to admit, trying to stab Thanos in the neck when he's got like 2 stones, he was done for. What if he already knew?
I mean,
what if he knew he was going to die? What if he had already seen what had happened, goes back and knows that this is the place I have to die?
Different maneuver or something.
Oh, maybe.
Look, I'll say this. I love this show. I'm so excited for what's coming and where it's going. You know, it definitely. I had been saying it. A lot of us have been saying it that this was going to be this was going to be the best MCU show, and sure enough, it was. And so yeah, I'm so excited, guys. Tune in every Wednesday morning at midnight on Twitch, me and Ty.
Pacific Standard Time.
And if Jack or Justice is awake, we'll be watching Loki live with you guys, reacting to it live with you guys, screaming, crying, laughing. We'll all be doing it together. So please, please, please come join us Wednesday mornings. I keep wanting to say Tuesday nights, but it's Wednesday mornings.
So it's Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. So it'll be 12.
No, it's not Tuesday night at all. It is straight up Wednesday.
Yeah, but if you say Wednesday morning, people are gonna wake up at 8:00 in the morning. You know, it'll be the evening of Tuesday going into Wednesday. So 12 a.m. on the Pacific Coast, East Coast where we are, East Side. A little 90s gang side. It'll be at around 3 a.m. And then, folks, just use your iPhone. You can actually, you know, they have on your iPhone, they have a clock function. We can tell you different times if you're international. Like poor Prakash. Prakash, this is the only show he can watch at a normal hour.
No, it's not.
The Watch Party.
The Watch Party. The
Watch Party is the only show he can watch at a normal hour. That poor guy doesn't sleep at all. But thank you so much for our international fans. Apparently, 30% or 40% of our fans are international.
Hey. We love you guys.
Mr. Worldwide. Yeah.
That's right. Mr. Worldwide.
Who's that name? Jamila? Who's going to be Caden said Jamil is the villain of She-Hulk. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, that's interesting. And then someone else mentioned that Kang is going to be in Ant-Man 3.
Right.
So,
yeah. No, Kane's confirmed for Ant-Man 3.
3. Yeah.
That's it. About She-Hulk. We kind of talked about. Okay, you mentioned it. We know Tim Roth's Abomination is back.
Abomination's gonna be back. Yeah.
Somebody else we confirmed.
The scientist with the brain.
Yeah, the scientist and Blake Nelson's back.
That's
gonna be. I'm. You know what? That show has suddenly piqued my interest in a way I did not expect it would, and I look forward to that one. I look forward to that one too.
I'm looking forward to that too.
Stay tuned. Lots of Loki stuff. Coming in the future.
Yeah. One last thing. Let's just wrap this up because we're going to be talking about Loki. I feel like we're going to be talking Loki a lot because we got a whole month of Loki to talk about. I wanted more, but I was also satisfied. I wasn't like, oh my God, this episode was just to get me to the next one. You know what I mean? No, I felt satisfied. I went and rewatched it. I enjoyed it. There was not one scene that was useless. But let's just talk about what they're setting up. So it cuts to the end. We see the TVA. Time signature is early 3rd millennium. So right now, for those of you who don't know, we're in the 2nd millennium common era, or AD for all my Judeo-Christian friends. So this would be about 1,000 years from now. This device, they find it in, was it Ohio? I think it was. It was somewhere in the Midwest. It was like Kentucky or something, or Iowa.
Kentucky. Yeah, it was Mississippi or Kentucky or something.
Flyover states. I apologize. I'm joking. we hope we love the flyover states. Hey, Superman's from the flyover states. So they find this device, and the guy smells oil, and he's like, probably someone found a time machine. And I was like, oh, crap, they're standing on oil. And we cut to this figure who drops a lantern, not a Green Lantern, but a lantern, and sets it ablaze. Look at that shot. That is some nice cinematography, I think.
Beautiful, beautiful. And now we know that they are hunting another Loki.
Another
variant Loki. So I'm thinking we're probably going to see some Lady Loki. We're going to see some other versions of Loki, low-key, if you know what I mean.
Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we call a pun. And that's the kind of entertainment you get here on Jivin With Jack.
That's all you get. That's what you get.
Yeah. That's what you get.
Says Lady Loki is hot.
Oh, she better be. She better be hot.
She better. It's Luke Skywalker. It's Luke. Oh, I knew it was Luke Skywalker. Yes.
Dude, could you imagine that crossover, like with the multiverse? Luke Skywalker
could you imagine, like the next episode opens, they're standing in the fire, and just a lightsaber straight up, bro. I flip everything in my room, start screaming, and run down the street naked.
All 5 things he owns.
If that happens, I would do that. Anyway,
I hope when you do it, your copy of The Last Jedi gets destroyed.
Absolutely not. It's going to be the one thing that I hold and take with me. But continue.
Listen. Any last thoughts on Loki? Because we're almost an hour into Loki. I mean, I think loved it. This is not forced. This is me really loving it.
We talked about that we were going to deep dive and break down Loki. I think we murdered, killed, and buried Loki at this point.
Yeah.
At least the first episode, right?
And I am just really excited about it, guys. I kind of hate to move on. We do have other stuff we want to talk about, but I think we are nowhere near done with this. If you're just joining us, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. But if you missed the conversation, you can rewind. You can rewind and watch what we're saying and continue to join us. So, guys, thank you very much, and let's get to it. All right, real quick, this isn't big news, but it is kind of cool. We know there's a new Jurassic Park movie coming out. You were talking about it called Jurassic World Dominion. Is that what it's called?
Dominion, baby. That's right.
All right.
So, are you a fan of the Jurassic Park franchise?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. You talk about, and that's the thing. It's not even like
this is how old I am. I saw it in 1993 at age 5. Yeah. Back when Clinton was president. And these kids are like, Hillary Clinton was president? No, not that one. Her husband was president. But no, I'm a huge fan.
Wow.
Colin Trevor.
I wish I
that was the year my sister was born, and a few months later, Ty was born.
Wow. Yep. That's an experience, man. That's an experience.
We'd never seen anything like that.
No, I'm sure. I mean, the CGI. Prakash and Jack's that old.
Jack's what?
Jack's that old. Hey, man. Hey, he's like Benjamin Button, man. He's just gonna get younger and younger.
Exactly. First of all, first thing, don't get married too soon. That's the first thing. Exercise. I'm not joking. Exercise.
Oh, I'm dead.
Watch what you eat. Don't do too much alcohol. Quit smoking. That's what I did. And
face cream.
Face cream.
works.
Yeah, face cream. And Prakash will know about this. A dab of almond oil. I kid you not.
Oh,
A dab of almond oil. All my friends, I got no skin crows or whatever. What do they call crow's feet? A little bit of almond oil.
Right.
See, these are the type of things we teach you at Jivin With Jack. But
go into it. Listen. So look, I love the Jurassic Park movies. Growing up, I was a dinosaur fanatic. I'm not kidding you. When I had every book there was to read, I watched every BBC show about it. I was obsessed with dinosaurs. Mm-hmm. I still have, I have the Jurassic Park collection, so I am super, super, super excited about it because this is the one that brings it all together. Colin Trevorrow returns as the director, and he's bringing back the entire original cast: Lord Byrne, Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum. Look at them! Oh, they're so beautiful.
Look at them right there. By the way, we haven't seen them together since the first movie because Jeff Goldblum was in the sequel.
Right, and
he was in the Lost World.
Sam was in the third one, but
which was a very weak movie. Like I've tried to like that movie. Like a movie, like it's part of a franchise. You try to watch it again and again, so you like it. I did not like the third one. It wasn't Spielberg, and I don't care what people say. The Lost World is a little bit underrated. I don't think it's as good as the first one, but the Lost World is a good movie. But these three, we have not seen them. Now, we did see Jeff Goldblum, and what was the second one called? Jurassic World 2?
Fallen Kingdom.
Fallen Kingdom. We did see Jeff Goldblum and again, that was an awful tease. They showed him in the trailer, and it turns out that's the only scene he's in.
That was his part. Yeah, that was his
part. But I think
yes, by the way, guys,
is superb to this cast. I like this cast.
Yes.
I like these two, but I prefer these guys. They feel like adults. They feel like teenagers who are in their 30s.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what. I do like Chris Pratt a lot.
I like Chris Pratt too.
It's a series where he gets to excel, I think, more dramatically.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, of course, look out for our new show, Beauty Tips, on Two Girls with One Boy while Austin watches. It will be coming soon enough.
Oh, we could do that, guys. Nerds, we got to I told you, watch my Jack Attack. We got to get out there. We're the socialized people because everyone's at home watching movies now. We got to go back out.
But yeah, obviously I prefer the OG cast, but hey, I cannot wait to see them all together and to see, look.
How about this thing?
Dominion, yeah. I don't know. I have no idea.
Gigantosaurus.
I have no idea what the hell that is. But we do know the first image was released, right? And we got to see the
real quick. The Gigantosaurus is real. I just looked this up. I thought this was some crap they made up for the thing. This is a real dinosaur.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
That is a real dinosaur.
Yeah.
So this is a real dinosaur. They just make this up. But tell us about the image. They released an actual image, and Colin said, go ahead,
Yeah, Colin said, and the image said, it says feathers. And there we go.
Yeah, because by the way, guys, I hate to tell you, everything you know about dinosaurs from Jurassic Park is incorrect. They actually were more like birds. They didn't roar. But they can always explain it that, in Jurassic Park, they mixed the DNA of a dinosaur with, was it toads or frogs? That's why the dinosaurs look differently. But this is apparently the opening scene. It's in this article with Empire. He talks about it, that basically the opening scene, you're going to go back in time and you're going to see the Gigantosaurus against the T-Rex. Wow. And I think that's a baby T-Rex right there. I think that's its mother.
That actually looks like a baby Gigantosaurus.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, you never know. But this is the first time we're actually going to go back 65 million years to see what they actually looked like back then, as opposed to now. And that's going to kind of lead in to
where we're going with this movie. Yeah. And I believe, look, Dominion, this is going to be the movie too, I think, where we're finally going to see the dinosaurs come to the mainland. They're not going to be on the island.
Oh, you mean like the last shot of Fallen Kingdom? Oh, who's ready?
Oh, there we go. There we go. So look, I'm excited. I love these movies. I don't care if they're good or bad. Even the third one, I freaking love it because I was a kid when I saw. I was a kid when I saw that. When you're like,
I was a kid too.
When you're 8 years old and you see like a Spinosaurus put his head through the entirety of a plane trying to.
Wait, you were 8 years old in 2001?
No, I was.
Oh no, you were 8 years old when you saw it.
I was 4. Okay, yeah.
I was like 12, 13.
I remember. I didn't see it in theaters, but I remember when I was old enough. I remember going to Blockbuster and getting the VHS of it. Like DVDs weren't even around yet. I got the VHS to rent.
Yeah.
So I very much am am excited for this. And
by the way, you made a
first 5
mistake.
minutes, the first teaser is going to be with Fast 9.
That's what I want to talk about. But real quick, you said it's the first time the dinosaurs come to the home. I don't care what people say. I love this sequence. I thought it was great. I was a little kid. I was 9 years old watching this movie in theaters. I was like, oh my God.
Absolutely.
Dude, there's a scene in this movie where like the T-Rex is running down like a street in San Diego and you see a bunch of Japanese businessmen screaming like as a reference to Godzilla. It was so stupid, but I love it. I love this entire sequence. You're like, where's the T-Rex? Follow the screaming.
Follow this, yep. And that whole scene, there's that scene on the ship where you just like they follow like all the blood and that the raptors just devoured everybody.
Yeah, they don't show that in the movie. It's implied there were raptors on there too, but they actually didn't. They cut that from the original film because I'm trying to feel like how did T-Rex get into like the
and that scene, that movie had the iconic tall grass scene.
Oh, that was great.
The iconic tall grass, bro. When they're searching. And you see
the lines
fly out, and you see it fly at bro! I literally was saying the two T-Rexes ripping somebody in half.
Oh my God, sequence. Hold on, I love that sequence where they're in the trailers and they have the baby T-Rex, and you see Jeff Goldblum in the trees, and he hears like boom, boom, boom.
Right.
Again, they don't show the T-Rex too much; they just show the side of its head. They're trapped in the trailer. They have the baby. The T-Rexes don't know they're trying to help the baby. They are pissed, and that trailer starts sliding off the edge of the cliff. That is good filmmaking. Say what you will about Spielberg. That is good filming. That was tense. Young Vince Vaughn is in that.
Vince Vaughn, baby. Woo!
I mean,
wow. Julianne Moore,
yeah. She's always looked the same. She's like 55 now. She looks the same now that she did like 20 years ago. But like, no, I love that movie. So I'm excited to see what this cast is going to react with this cast. Because you can argue that Sam Neill and Chris Pratt's character are kind of similar. They're both paleontologists who have this kind of like cautionary, like, let's be, they're both into raptors. Chris Pratt trains raptors. I would love to see a conversation between these two men in the next movie. Like, how the hell did you do that? Because that is kind of, touched upon in Jurassic Park 3, where he uses like the vocal cords of a raptor to communicate with them because he says they're intelligent. Oh, by the way, they're not even raptors. They're called something else. They're called Dionysus or something.
I don't remember.
The thing that looks like a raptor is not an raptor. It's a different dinosaur. So when they were, I think, writing the book, they're like, well, no one's going to remember the name Dionysus or Dionysus or whatever.
Right.
So let's just call it a raptor. Because actual raptors are like just the size of a turkey. Well, she's Middle Eastern, like Gal Gadot. A lot of people forget she was born in Israel. She's got that. She's like white, but she's kind of got like a brown kind of tinge to her skin.
But yeah, so that's that for Jurassic Park, guys. I'm super excited about it. Don't forget to let us know what you think. Are you guys excited for Jurassic Park Dominion? Do you guys like the Jurassic Park franchise? Do you even care about dinosaurs? Let us know. We want to hear your thoughts. I want to point out something real quick before we transition. That's happening in the comments because I need to make a comment on this. Physical media is far, far, far superior than any streaming that you can get. In fact, it's why right here next to me are all of my comic book physical media copies, including Watchmen and some of my other favorite Zack Snyder films, Batman vs. Superman and Man of Steel.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is not even an opinion. This is fact.
This is not an opinion. This is a fact.
You need a 4K media player. Buy a 4K player.
Always be better. But what I'm saying is it's not going to be forever.
For now. Yeah, Justin Hines. He was talking about don't listen to him. Thank you for being a subscriber, by the way.
Look, even if it's not, guess what? If it's not forever, then these bad boys will be worth
let me
money.
Tell you guys this, you Snyderverse fans, you thought Snyder Cut looked good on HBO Max. Wait till you own a physical copy of it and watch it on a 4K player with an HDMI plugged right into your
nothing like it.
It's going to blow your mind. I had BVS 4K digital, and then I bought the new one that Zach released back in March.
Right.
Night and day. Even though the streaming 4K still looks beautiful.
Right.
The actual physical copy of it, gorgeous. Yeah. If you can find it, I think Target had it. It took me a while to get, but get the Batman vs. Superman, the one that Zach kind of finished up and cleaned up. But before we move on, let's just we want to welcome our new subscribers.
Hey.
Okay, so I'll say the easy names. No, we have Rontez Yep.
That guy,
Rontelskid.
Yep.
We have Lucan. We have Joe Blow. We have Sean Adame. We have Billy Deezus. We have Sounds Music Project.
Sounds
we have
Sleep
Louis
Music
Moyer.
Project. Yes,
Not to be confused with Louis Mayer, the great producer. Spirit Payton. Effin, I can't say that because we're monetized. Frickin' Killer. And Ania and Asia. Guys, thank you. If you're new, you're watching us, welcome to Pop Culture Corner.
Yes, we thank you. What you want to see and think. Yeah.
Say what you have to say.
Let us know what you guys want to see and think, all you new subscribers, and what you want to see more of. We thank you. Yeah. That's all.
Transition. And we're back.
Oh, all right, John Cena.
All right, so here we go. Listen, if you guys haven't been keeping up with this, Netflix has been doing Geek Week. Austin, tell us a little bit about that, because there's a lot of just today, including Zack Snyder news. So stick around.
Now this one's really a mouthful here. This is just as probably just as much time as the Loki chat with this. Look, Netflix this past week has basically been holding their own type of Comic-Con, I guess you would say, virtual Comic-Con, right? In that they're previewing all of their shows, all of their movies, all of their content coming out over the next year. And boy, oh boy, have they been going off. Today they started off with some big news. Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe Revelation trailer premiered today. The first teaser. Kevin Smith has been working on this series for like 2 years with Netflix. It's something that I'm super, super, super excited for. And I watched the teaser this morning, and holy crap!
Well, you know what? Kevin even said something else. He says, "I've been planning this since I was a little kid, playing with my action figures." Like, he watched the original He-Man. I'll be honest with you, this was a little bit before my time. I do plan on watching some of the original show. I think it's on Amazon Prime, or it might be. I might have to get it on Stars. But I'm going to give it a shot. But I know that, I grew up in the '90s. This was very much the kids who were maybe 4 or 5 years older than me talked about this. And after 40 years, they're bringing it back. And first of all, I love that it's 2D animated. They didn't decide to go full Pixar or some crap like that. And I like that everyone's ripped, that kind of 80s sort of like bodybuilding obsessed culture.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. Look at that.
Okay, let's be honest. It looks phenomenal. Like as far as the animation, it looks just as good as any animation that's out there today. Invincible, all of them. Mark Hamill as Skeletor.
Yeah, how about that?
Wow.
That looks pretty cool. Speaking of which, did you ever watch the anime Cowboy Bebop? Because I was a huge fan of Cowboy Bebop.
I did watch. Yes, I did watch. I didn't watch all of it. I did watch some of it. Get out of here, Ty.
That's Ty.
Get out
that's
of here.
Ty.
We don't get out of here. We don't.
Clerks 2 rules.
The thoughts and opinions of Pop Culture Corner are not that of Jivin With Jack. But because we love Kevin Smith, I think Kevin Smith is a brilliant director. I don't care what he's just got a lot of haters, but you know what? He's
the only guy who made a sequel to a comedy that was better than the first. And that's
Let's be honest with you. Just like Zack Snyder makes movies for his fan base, Kevin Smith makes movies for his fan base. You cannot,
and you can tell this has love in it. You can with every frame.
Yeah. So you cannot say anything against that man. But anyways, so we have his Masters of the Universe reboot. We have the Cowboy Bebop live action that is coming.
This was an emotional anime. I watched it in a period of my life. The character on the bottom right was my favorite, Ed, who I thought was a girl, but was actually a boy. Then you find out later, no, it is a girl. She was my favorite character. Her last appearance in the second to last episode, I did not know that was the last time we we're going to see her. It actually left a mark on me, so much so that I actually, me and my buddy AJ, we've been working on a TV script for fun. I named the character Ed after her. I loved the show. And first of all, I'm glad they cast John Cho. They cast an Asian actor, and there's going to be a heavy Asian cast in this, which I'm happy with because it is a Japanese product.
Now that's as everybody knows, Harold and Kumar. That's what's the name of that actor? I always forget. Do you know?
John Cho.
John Cho. Okay. Good. All right.
It's not like I just said it. Pay attention.
All right. Yeah. My bad. I'm also trying to.
He also plays Sulu in the Star Trek reboots.
Right. He's in the Star Trek reboot. So the casting is definitely there. I'm super interested. Again, I haven't seen the full anime.
It's so worth it.
I will before the live action comes out. I will.
And he looks good. So this is what the main character looks like. And I forgot the guy's name. I'm drawing a blank.
Okay.
Looks like in the anime. And then this is how John Cho's going to look like. It's pretty good.
Wow. Yeah. It's pretty close. It's pretty similar. And John, he's a great, you know what? He's one of those actors, man, that he has not gotten like a lead or a starring role. And he deserves it. And he deserves it. He is a good enough, more than good enough actor, you know, to be a lead or something. So and he's another one that when you listen to him talk, he has a lot of passion for this project and stuff.
Yeah.
Too. So I think, you know, it's definitely, again, I'm not as close to it as most people are. But it's probably a riskier thing, right, to make into live action just because of how much it means to a lot of people.
It means a lot of people. Not only that, the live action of Death Note that Netflix did was horrible. Yeah, so Justin Hines, Spike was saying that it probably might not be good, and that's a reality we're gonna have to face. Like, they could have done something really amazing with Death Note, and they didn't. But I hope they, you know, do something kind of cool here with, you know, with Cowboy Bebop. But the one I was really interested in, and it's been the news because there was a new Resident Evil game. Netflix is doing a Resident Evil series called Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. And they're bringing back
the style of the games, baby.
Yeah, so there we go. We got Leon S. Kennedy. We got Claire Redfield. And I'm not sure who the girl on the back right is. I don't think that's Joe Valentine. But this looked really good. They showed us the opening minutes of it during the live stream for Netflix Geeked. And I got to say, I was very impressed. The graphics were gorgeous. The story looks interesting from what I can tell. Leon S. Kennedy and Claire Redfield are at Whiskey Hotel, a.k.a. the White House, a.k.a. 1600 Pennsylvania. Oh, sorry, I'm not Justice. And there's a virus outbreak, and Claire is trying to uncover some kind of conspiracy. Now, I didn't realize this was going to be a show. I'm like, oh, they're going to do like a 90-minute movie. You know, but no, this will be a series. And yeah, I got to say, Netflix is, you know, we were talking about this months ago that I felt Netflix was kind of falling behind.
Yes.
Especially with HBO Max, especially with Disney Plus. Now they're like, oh yeah, we got stuff too.
Netflix, I believe Netflix is about to kill her. All right. They've been very quiet over the pandemic, right? That was a big year for everybody else, right? To kind of put their movies in. And Netflix stayed kind of quiet. They stayed pretty. And you can tell now it was all for good reason. You can see now that they have been behind the scenes planning, and they're because look, you know, Disney Plus comes out, they have the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe to play with. They have all of Star Wars to play with. HBO Max has all of DC to play with, even though they won't. Those pieces of
and
shit.
HBO. They have Game of Thrones. They have Harry Potter.
Right.
They have every Warner Brothers franchise.
Netflix Universal is like, has Fast and Furious, and they have NBC, and they have Jurassic Park. Yeah. So Netflix never had these IPs, right? That these bigger studios have, but they found their niche. They found game adaptations work for them.
Yeah, and anime. Witcher, they did a whole section on anime.
And anime. And those are the two: game adaptations and anime. Are going to be what leads Netflix into the big leagues here.
Not only that, but like, you know, they still have Stranger Things. And I think originally the next season of Stranger Things was supposed to be the end of it, but then they announced they're going to do more Stranger Things. I'm fine with that.
Not just that. They still have movies too. That they are out of everybody, right? HBO and all of them. Look, they got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. They have the Russo brothers with Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans in a movie together. You know, they have Ryan Reynolds. They've got Michael Bay. They are grabbing. They've got Zack Snyder. They've got they're looking to get Christopher Nolan. They are getting people with Kevin Smith, people with their fan bases and their loyalty. They are smart.
Speaking of Zack Snyder,
smart.
Zack finally announced that his Norse mythology animated series is going to be called Twilight of the Gods.
Yes.
And
he announced the cast.
He announced the cast. Didn't show his footage. We know he's been working on it for at least 2 years. This was originally announced in 2019. This guy dresses like Justice. He's always wearing a white undershirt. Maybe that's why Justice does it. Because Ty always says that Justice is a deep down a big Zack Snyder fan. Maybe that's why he's always wearing white undershirts. Yeah, but I have some of the cast. I had to pull these from the thing. So I don't know what this girl's name is. I got to get rid of the banners for 1 second, Ty. We have Sylvia Hoeks as Sigrid. I love how they have Nordic names. We're going to have Stuart Martin as Leif Erikson, probably.
He looks like Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, he does look like Hugh Jackman. And then this guy, I love John Noble.
John
He was in a
Noble,
show
man.
called Fringe. He was also in Conjuring. He was in The Conjuring 3. He was the priest.
Yes.
The
He
priest
likes
who
to
had
do a lot
the
of
witch in the basement. But a lot of fans will know him from
those
Lord of the
type of
Rings
stuff.
Return of the King.
Yeah.
He played the Steward
Yes,
of
Lord of-
Gondor.
he played
Faramir Bormir's dad.
Yes.
He's really good.
Yes.
You got to have a Game of Thrones guy in there. Christopher
Of course.
Hivju as Andvari.
Big one for me was Lauren Cohen from The Walking Dead.
Oh, I forgot to upload that one. Yeah,
Is
she's
in
going to be in
there?
there. Yeah.
Cannot wait.
And she's another Zack Snyder alum. Remember, she was Martha.
Yeah.
And we never got to see that story play out.
I think that series specifically is going to be epic. We've all seen Zach's movies. We all know that guy is capable, I think, of making epic movies. I can only imagine what he's going to do with Norse mythology and playing with Odin and some of these characters. And I'm over the moon. I'm really about that one. Not much is known right now about it. They just announced the cast and the name of it, Twilight of the Gods. We do know that his animation of Army of the Dead, the prequel, I believe, is coming out later this year.
It's coming out later this year. Yeah.
So, guys, it's the year. It's the year.
Yes, ghetto beaters on true. Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad wears V-neck.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I used to wear V-neck.
I wear it round.
It's the year of Zack Snyder, and I'm super excited for that.
Did you ever watch Gundam? I never was into Gundam, but there's a new Gundam coming out. I took the screenshot. It looks really nice.
I didn't see that.
They announced that early on. There's gonna be a new Gundam. I think after like decades, I think they're doing a new one, and they're taking Beast Wars and Transformers and merging them into a new thing. July. I mean, this is all animation. We're not even talking about Stranger Things or the live action stuff. They're putting money into animation, and I have said for the longest time, I love Disney's 3D stuff, but I've missed 2D animation. I think there's a simplicity to 2D animation that is often lost. And I don't mind 2D animation. I think this looks gorgeous. I think it's cheaper than 3D. And look, this is also the time for Netflix to keep pushing, I think, adult-oriented 2D animation. You know, I'm fine with that. And they had a whole anime section. Yeah, and I'm like, do it. I don't even watch that much anime, but do it. Give me that content.
Look, if Invincible is any indication of where animation can go, and anime just in general for a long time before Invincible, has done violent stuff and done things like that.
Well, that's Amazon though. Amazon also has The Boys. They're willing to push that.
Right. So I think Netflix has found their sweet spot with anime. Another big one that was announced too. I know Ty is a fan of this universe. A Bright anime is coming in the universe of the film Bright with Will Smith. It's going to be called Bright Samurai Soul. And it follows Izo, Ronin, and Raiden, an orc, who work to bring a young elf girl and the wand she carries to the land of the elves in the north. And it is based on the Netflix movie. I know we're still waiting for the direct Bright sequel. We'll see if that ever happens. But this is the next best thing, I guess, as far as the world of Bright is concerned. Another big thing that they were announced, again, it's all anime, a lot of anime.
And by the way, the whole week they've been announcing stuff today. This is just today. This is just early this morning.
This is just today. They have an anime called Make My Day coming. On a cold planet of ice and snow, mysterious creatures suddenly have appeared from the dark underground and have begun to attack the inhabitants. Can humanity survive the terror lurking beyond the horizon? Let's see here. There's another one. Yes. Lin-Manuel Miranda. Who also has a film coming out this week in the Heights.
In the Heights, Washington Heights.
Which I'll put a review out for it because I know Ty
you and Ty like I thought Ty likes musicals.
He hates musicals.
Oh, okay. See, I based that off what you said. I thought you said
I know because I was making fun of him.
Oh, okay.
But it has a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. So obviously not trash.
Okay. You're missing a big one, buddy. There's one more anime we got because actually, before we mention it, Ty's going to be joining us for Ty's Corner after this.
Oh yes.
Ty's Corner. There's one more you're missing.
Is it Tress? Tress?
No, but you can talk about that too.
Tress is also coming from Jay Olivia, one of my favorite animation
Oh,
directors. From
And Jay
the,
Olivia is
DC
involved in the
Yes,
with
yes.
Snyder too, isn't he?
Yes, yes,
Lost
yes.
Vegas.
Yes, he's working with Snyder, I believe, on Las Vegas. Yeah. So what's the one I'm missing? Is it Las Vegas?
Wait, Charlie, is that true? Killer Clowns from Outer Space is getting a reboot.
I believe it. I believe
then.
it. But what's the one I'm missing?
Oh, this boy right here, and I think we'll end it on this one. Do you have another one you want to talk about?
I do have a couple. I do.
All right, well, let's talk about that, and let's get to Gaika, and then after we talk about Gaika, no one's ever seen Rush Hour 2. Gaika. TY is going to join us for a little TY's corner. TY's corner or Ty's corner, or
TY's corner, yeah.
TY's corner. But yeah, tell me what else you got there, because there were a lot of animes, and I was running out of space.
Let's see. Yeah, you have the Godzilla Singular Point, which they had a little tease. Yeah, I believe Rodin is in that trailer. And he's like flying over. It doesn't look too interesting to me. I'll be honest. I'm not. It did not.
That's how I am with most animes. I think like 10% of them are amazing, and the other are like, eh. But there's an audience for that. People watch like that. It's like me and K dramas.
Right. Yeah, you and your K dramas.
Like Korean dramas. Watch them, guys. They're good.
Right. Yeah. So they have that. Here's an interesting little tidbit. Right. Mm-hmm. Is there's a picture circulating right a few years ago of Mark Wahlberg doing this pose right in his office, and he's shirtless. He's got his long hair. He's doing this right. Uh-huh. And in the back of his office, right, like where his desk are, is the entire cast, all the pictures, the entire cast of Batman versus Superman.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Now he posted this back in 2015.
Oh, I thought this was just now. I was like, let me go look it up.
This was years ago. Let's see if it pulls up. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
So if you can see all those pictures right there.
Yeah.
That's the entire cast of Batman versus Superman when you zoom in.
Oh.
From
so what do you think that is?
Make the job, mate. I'm very curious.
Did he repost it?
Was he gonna? No. It's just fans are bringing it up again. And was he maybe gonna be courted for a part? Was he gonna be involved in some way?
Maybe.
Why did he post that picture? Back in 2015.
He would have been a great addition. First of all, he's got the body, he's got the personality, he's got the acting chops. Who do you think he could have played in the DCEU?
People were talking either Hal Jordan or Guy Gardner or.
That'd be kind of cool with that. Hal
Jordan. Yeah. I don't know. Snyder. It seems like he likes to prepare for things.
Yeah.
So he likes to talk to these actors and people who he might be interested in a character years in advance. He obviously, So I'm very interested. I'm very, very interested into what Mark Wahlberg in a Zack Snyder DCU would have been like.
Dude, now I'm getting goosebumps thinking about that.
Yeah, come on, man. Like, first of all,
what the hell is Warner Brothers doing, man?
Being stupid. And look, even if it wasn't a Green Lantern, right? Because obviously we do know Snyder had plans for John Stewart. But, who's to say he didn't have plans for Hal Jordan or other Green Lanterns? Oh, he has a lot of love for the Green Lanterns. He wanted to do some stuff with the Green Lanterns. I'm trying to think of other characters that Mark would play. I really would have loved. I would have loved to see Mark Wahlberg just in anything Zack Snyder does.
Warner Brothers Discovery, whatever the hell you're called now, please listen to the fans.
Work it out.
It's been several months since Justice League came out and it's still #1 in the UK. Please listen to the fans. All right, so before we get
and last two things, because breaking while we were on here. Andor, the Star Wars film that's coming, or Star Wars series that's coming based off Rogue One, is confirmed. Forrest Whitaker and Ben Mendelsohn are returning for that series. So they will return.
I love Ben Mendelsohn. He's so good.
Yeah, Forrest Whitaker as Saw Gerrera. And then finally, Ted, one of my favorite comedy films, is returning. He's coming to Peacock TV with his own show. And Ted is getting a TV series with Seth MacFarlane.
He's going to be doing it. Dude, that dude just do this.
Yeah.
That guy needs to get back to the Orville because that was a great show. But like, he's got so many damn shows now.
I think he is. I think he does have a new season of Orville coming.
Yeah, it's coming, but it takes 2 years to make. They do it every other year.
Right. Yeah,
first season was like 2017, then 2019. It's an expensive show. It's better than any of the Star Trek they have now. But real quick, before we get to TY's Corner,
yes.
Look, Netflix did a trilogy of movies, or released them. This one's going to be called Godzilla Singular Point. It's going to be a 2D animated, but the anime they did, it was just called Godzilla 1, 2, and 3 were phenomenal. I liked them more than the movies. It was sort of like a post-apocalyptic setting. Humans were in space. They come back after hundreds of thousands of years and find that Godzilla is still on Earth, and it's got like a space battle kind of feel to it. Like they have it's almost like Star Wars. They're fighting Godzilla in like these sort of like space jets, and it was a phenomenon. They found out there were still some humans there. It was actually really good, but I'm kind of curious. This has already come out in Japan, Godzilla Singular Point.
Okay.
And I think it looks interesting. It's 2D animation. It looks kind of cool. Godzilla's hot right now. We covered Godzilla versus Kong live from Showcase. This looks like it's going to be cool, and I am down for more Godzilla. As long as they come up with creative ways and creative stories, this will be a Japanese IP. I'm down with it.
Yeah, I can't. We'll see. I mean, like I said, from what I saw, the footage wasn't too interested, but hey, I'll be checking it out for sure.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So before we wrap it up, guys, the man you've been waiting to see, we're going to bring on TY. He's going to do segment TY's Corner. All right, so check it out. He has a private request to make of you guys. I'll let him tell you about it. But for those of you who are wondering, so TY's Corner I was filling in for Ty for TY's Corner, but we haven't gotten rid of it completely. So TY's Corner is kind of like almost like a segment, a recurring segment within Jivin With Jack. And Ty comes in a couple times. He joined us on Tuesday. He talked about Jensen Eccles. He talked about the UFO thing. We had our tinfoil hats ready for that. But we're really excited about kind of keeping TY's Corner around. And if there's ever breaking news that we have to do, let's say the Snyderverse gets restored, we would definitely do that. So I think he's ready.
He's ready.
And so, all right, guys, check it out. TY's Corner.
Honey, let's take it real soon. You know we got what you need, baby. So take it, move along.
All right. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right. So I'll leave you guys in here. You can join me for today.
Okay.
So I do have a request to make for everyone who watches the show. This isn't like a let's talk about pop culture segment. This is more of a me requesting from our fans. I posted in our Twitter group as well. I am looking for people to take like a brief survey with me on StreamYard. You don't have to share a camera. You don't have to just your audio and take a brief survey telling us what we do well, what we could work on, and how we can improve for the future so that we can better brand ourselves and better supply content made for you, the viewer. And, this means a lot to me because we are trying to grow all the time, trying to be better with each growing day or each passing day. So, if you can take, 6 minutes out of your day and jump on with me, I would really, really, really appreciate it. And for doing it, for helping me out, I'll give you a shout out or something to that effect. I don't think I can give everyone like a gift card. I wish I could. But I'll do something for you, whether it be sending you a little gift or shouting you out. But it really though, it would help me better suit the needs of the audience. What do you guys think?
Yeah. We're always asking for feedback, and
yeah,
we do listen. Believe it or not, we do listen. Like Billy Robert was very vocal about how much he loved last night's show. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
He's saying how much he loved it, how he loved Drip. So but no, we do pay attention. We don't take it personally.
Called everyone. Called us on the video not being what it was titled it being, and I respect that.
I blame Austin for that 100%.
Yeah,
Austin, you have to show everyone your nipple ring. To compensate for that.
Oh, wait,
he did it. Oh, he did it.
So was it? Oh, my quick flash.
Yeah, so if so I know Raging Entertainment said he will, Caden said he will. I think Prakash potentially will. But it'll be very quick, very, it'll be anonymous. Like I won't report what you say to the public. It's for our internal use only. And
we will ask for your ID and social security number.
If anyone says
no,
anything negative about me, I will find you.
Yeah, you know that like review, the reviews are in for Jivin With Jack skit.
Yeah.
It's like that. And then another announcement that I made on Twitter yesterday is that next month in July, we'll be hosting a month-long, kind of like what we did with the Snyder Cut expose, except it'll be for breast cancer. I mean, everyone knows that I lost my mother to it a couple months ago. And so we're going to be all the super chat. Like I know this is all like a new thing, the super chats and stuff. But every super chat, all the member fees for next month, and any other donations, which we'll create a GoFundMe for, will all go to breast cancer research. Any money that is made next month will all be donated to breast cancer, and we're going to make it worth it for you guys as well by bringing in a slew of guests, whether it be someone like Owen Gleiberman or I don't want to give away too much, but some other people as well. So we're going to be doing that for you guys as well. So in preparation for that, I do want to get everyone to take a survey if you can. I'll just ask you the questions. I'll write your answers down, and then you can get on your merry way and kick rocks.
Yep.
I'm just kidding. Don't kick rocks. Not big ones. They hurt. Thank you for the 1.5K.
Yeah.
We actually did already have that, and then like 50 of our subscribers like disappeared overnight because of inactivity. But we just made it back. So thank you guys so much for that. Thank you so much for everything you guys do. And for us, these shows and this time that we get to spend with you is truly what makes it all worth it. Money is secondary. None of that matters. It's more or less the interactions, the engagement, the experiences that we make, the memories we enjoy that are worth it. So I want to thank everyone for your part in making this successful. And we have a lot coming, a lot more stuff that we want to do, but we can only do that with your help. So, do your part, we'll do ours, and together we'll make long-lasting memories of making fun of justice.
Yep.
How's that sound?
That sounds great.
Sounds great, right? And yeah, I actually had a lot of fun with this detective.
Yeah, that was a lot different. I thought you were just gonna play the clip. I didn't realize you're gonna put all that.
Yeah.
Actually, Kevin is back, and he's gonna be here later today. So I don't think cameras are gonna be rolling, but
Kevin's return, the return of Kevin.
Look, he got shot. So, but look, I believe you got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. He's got a lot of work to do. My roof is leaking. I need a new roof.
Oh my god!
So you're gonna have to hobble up there.
And I saw that you were asking people for if they would like to be an intern. Please don't be anything of an intern for Jack. He's very narcissistic, and he's almost like a dictator when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's life experience,
You should have seen the other day, guys. He was trying to sell my body off just for some interviews. It was really
I mean,
I had no say in it whatsoever. Next thing you know, there was a man at my door trying to put me in a package, and nobody. It was
for $100. If you join for $100, you get to play with his nipple ring. We'll send him to you in a UPS box. You can just flick it for like 20 minutes.
Hey, for $200, I'll cut it off and send it to you. Like
there you go. There you go.
We'll get real weird with it. Let's go.
I'll do whatever I have to.
Yeah,
we'll kill justice. If you guys don't want it, we'll do like a live beheading.
Hey, for $250, I'll get the other one pierced on a live video.
Yeah. Wait,
I'm serious.
Would you actually do that? Could we?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
No, I'm serious. Like, would you if you for $250? If someone gave $250,
I'm dead serious. If someone gave $250, I will go down to the piercing shop.
You got to film it.
I will start a live video, and I will live put my piercing on the channel.
Deal. How much does it cost to do the piercing? I want to get my cost analysis.
Yeah, because we want to make sure it's paid for. Yeah.
So this was $25 on Venice Beach, California.
You are disgusting. All right, for sure, definitely. I'll send him the 25 if you pay the 250.
Yeah. So if anyone does it,
We got you.
Live.
And it
Live.
can't be in rupees. That doesn't.
Yeah, no
equivalent.
rupees.
It doesn't equivalent.
For 25 rupees, it's just a dude with a nail gun, like a rusty nail gun. Like, come over here.
Oh man, I love it.
God, I cried a little bit. I do have another a video coming out tonight, and it's gonna be funny. And I made it with really. I brought the green screens back, so it's gonna be, yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. So I checked that out, and then just Jivin With Jack keeps doing its thing, and Double Tie will be back soon because he's not happy. But anyway,
That's the variant.
That's the Tyler variant. It's not me necessarily. It's a different one, but he does plot against you. He does plot against you pretty often.
Listen, I'm willing to sacrifice Kevin's soul. No, just not $2.50 as in $2.50. Look at his ass sending us $2.50.
Oh my God!
You ain't getting that back, by the way. It's $250.
Yeah,
Oh man! Oh,
$2.50. No.
That was
Yeah.
funny. That was good. That was good.
All right, yeah, I'll let you guys close it out. But
right.
thank you for letting me do this. Actually, I don't know why I'm saying thank you. It's I think
it's your channel. Yeah.
I think I own the channel, but that has been T-Wise Corner. My request to you, please join me either tonight or tomorrow for a brief 6-minute survey, and I will repay you with any favors that you desire. All right, guys.
I'll send pictures of my nipple ring if that
Yep.
helps.
All right. You guys are going to be doing your intro. I will see you later.
Honey, let's take it real soon. You know we got what you need, baby, so take it, move along.
All right, guys. Wow. So I want to thank everyone. We had a lot of engagement today.
Yeah, lots of fun.
I had fun
Lots of
talking
fun.
about Loki. That was the first time in a long time that I really enjoyed talking about the MCU, since maybe Endgame. No, really.
Right,
Well, to be fair, I wasn't doing a podcast with Tyler back then, but still, I had a blast today. Guys, if you're new, thank you for joining us. Thank you for Jivin With Jack. Tomorrow morning, we got the morning pod.
Yes, tomorrow morning we are back. We are back with the morning
thank our
pod.
new members.
We want to thank everybody, of course, the channel members, everybody who is new and just subscribed, everybody who's been subscribed. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for sharing, for liking, for posting, for talking about us, for being here, for keeping those notifications on. Again, we can't thank you enough, and we will only get better and better. Again, also shout out to all the new subscribers that joined over the past week. You guys are also the best. And yeah, man, morning show tomorrow, game streams later this week.
E3. We might be doing.
And here we go, guys. E3 is this weekend, so we're gonna get together and afterwards and talk about it, and then we'll tweet out all the information. I'll make a flyer and some other things, and we will be covering some E3 elements and getting you guys news on that as well. So stay tuned. It's going to be a busy weekend.
It's going to be so I personally want to cover, like, let's say the Bethesda show and stuff like that.
Yes.
But I think we don't want a situation where we're like live streaming the Bethesda show or the Xbox show and then we get taken down. But I see other YouTubers do it. We're going to look into it. I would like to do it that way. Justice is supposed to be doing this with us. But, I forgot to wear the shades today.
Yeah.
They're right here.
Come on, man.
Come on,
man. Shades.
Come on, man.
Shades.
Jivin with Jeff.
This is Jivin with Jeff. But yeah, so lots of stuff to look forward to, guys. Stay tuned. Be on the lookout. We love you all, and that's all for me, Jack.
Yeah, that's it. Remember, don't use ad block. Don't skip the ads, please. It helps us a lot. Yes. Even check out our older videos. If you missed Tuesday's episode, check it out. If you missed our quick tip, maybe don't watch it, but click play, hit like, and just let it play. Just let it go. Let the ads play.
In fact, just go to the channel and just let them all play. Just start from the beginning
create a playlist.
and let it go.
all the way from like September and just let it play on a cycle and an extra tab cube. Just let it run. Let us get the more money we get, the more gifts we give away to you guys. So remember, we do it for you and we do it for the culture.